Afre, welcome to the GDOE Varsity Esports League. This is meet number 8 of 9 meets. Today's match will feature JFK Gold versus Okkodo Red. I'm your host, Kent, and I'm joined by the commentators today, Sly and Aiku. Guys, how you doing?
Doing great.
So we got a good matchup today. We got the third best team and the fourth best team. The fourth place team. They are competing. There's only this meet and then Friday's meet left before the playoffs. So right now they're just playing to see if they can make a small incremental gain in the standings for just a better seeding in the top 9 this weekend. And it looks to be a strong game. Right now we have the players just testing out the latency. As with all the GDOE Varsity Esports games, this pilot program, they are all played online due to the social isolation, social distancing measures that are in place on the island. Guys, what are you looking forward to this match?
I'm looking forward to Technician playing. He's been improving a lot lately, especially since he's been practicing with the PR players here on Guam. So it's going to be interesting to see him play.
He's been putting a good amount of work in lately. He's been asking for tips from anyone he can, and actually he tried asking me tips about the Wolf matchup.
So I guess he's taking it pretty seriously, asking for advice, getting some prep in.
And Technician, he will be representing JFK, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Dengue is from Okkodo High School, representing the blue team. Okkodo fielding 2 squads this year. JFK is the home team. So right now the players are just Technician is deciding what stage he wants to start us off with. So
it looks like they're going to start with a battlefield.
So Technician plays Snake. Dengue, what does he play? Wolf?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
I haven't actually seen him play before, so this is going to be interesting. This match, it might be even. It might be a bit in Snake's favor, maybe, but from what I've seen, a lot of people think that this match is pretty much even. They have so many things they can use to just go around the stage.
So yeah, maybe like since you have a lot of experience in this matchup, Sly, since you played Snake Tribe and Mr. Dragon, 2 renowned Snake mains here, and you also main Wolf, so maybe you might want to go a little more in depth about the matchup.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So with this, it's gonna be pretty slow pace. If either of them commit to anything bad, that is gonna be a lot of percent dish to either of these two, because both their punish games, and well, Wolf's punish game is really fantastic. Snake, he's just extremely deadly when he's in advantage against you, especially when he has you in the corner or offstage like this.
Ooh, wow.
So lucky. He actually got sent the other way.
Yeah, that's the thing that Dengue has to be careful about. He has to be aware of all of Snake's explosives at the same time, since he could basically have like 4, 5 explosives out like on the stage with the Nikita, and you saw that Dengue was kind of unaware about, or at least lost track of where the C4 was at. So he's got to be extra careful now.
Yeah, it really is a bull hell game against Snake. You have to keep track of so many things. Whenever he has anything on the field, just keep that in mind. Just note it down, list it down, whatever you have, because he's not just gonna give up the stage very easily, you know. Ooh, just as I said that, he actually just plants all of his explosives as he's rising up, so he can bait him into going towards him.
Yeah, Snake's actually really. Snake's one of those characters who doesn't really mind being put in a juggle situation that much, considering his grenade comes out so fast, frame 1. So if anything, when you have Snake on the ropes, you're the one who has to be careful. And just as I say that, Dengue gets 3 stocks in the first game.
I feel like, because with Snake, he actually hates being juggled, but in certain positions and situations, it's harder for him to get down. So he can go up with a Cypher. He can just fly up there. He can cover himself with grenade mix-ups by doing B reverses. He can use C4. But it kind of crumbles if the opponent knows where to position themselves. Because if you throw a hitbox right underneath Snake at the legs, at the feet, then you won't get blown up by grenade if he actually pulls it out.
Okay.
So he needs to be careful where he places himself whenever he uses Cypher, but it's gonna be really hard to chase him down with the amount of mix-ups that he can have, especially depending on the stage. So.
Yeah. So for Battlefield, it was Technician's pick. So what do you think? Like, what kind of stage do you think Dengue should pick? Like, it looks like they're going to Town and City. Would you agree with that choice?
I don't think that's a good stage to try out because Snake can just live longer. He can camp on the platforms. PS2 is probably his best bet, honestly, because Wolf doesn't really have much advantage on Snake on any of these stages. He just has to kind of rely on making sure he can keep Snake in a disadvantageous position every time he gets a hit on him. And I'm not gonna juggle Snake for that long because his mobility in general isn't the best. Because his ground game isn't too great when it comes to chasing Snake.
Wolf chasing Snake or?
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing, I think something that Dengue should try to mix up in neutral is to throw out less hitboxes more, because it looks like in the first game, since he was trying to play full-on aggression, there's a lot of times where he left himself open, especially in that last stock, where Technician was able to just throw out an up tilt, like a really, really fast kill move. Really long range kill move too. So Dengue has to be careful with how he places his moves.
Yeah, you can see that Technician's pretty aware of a lot of the situations that he's being put in, and the situations he even puts Wolf into as well. When he did that up smash, he was aware that Dengue could actually just go in Reflector, but he was just like, okay, I'm a step ahead of you. I'm gonna punish you for this.
I think I said this in a previous stream, but that's kind of that's part of the main game of zoners. You really have to be aware of what kind of habits there are to look out for, especially since your main strategy is to kind of will away your opponent and maybe even annoy them. So you have to kind of see through all the common habits that people are going to start showing as soon as the percentages rise.
Yeah, like even if someone ends up, going around stage safely, you have to look into what they do, even if it's safe. You can call them out. You can just hit them for it. If you are quick on the gun, maybe you can even hit them before they do what they do, you know?
Yeah, so Dengue already doing a better job in the last game, actually managed to take a stock, and I think it's partially because he's slowing things down. He's being a little more careful. Again, like what I was saying, being careful how he places his moves.
Right when you said that, though, he actually misplaced that roll.
That roll.
Stage. Yeah, he actually rolled right behind him, but that explosion is
huge.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. He needs to keep himself together if he wants to even take this game. Like, Technician can just camp all day until he even decides to approach him. And if he even so much trades like this right now, if he keeps trading, if he keeps getting blown up by all of the explosives, he's gonna fall apart.
Yeah. And Dengue really cannot afford any trades right now. He's down the stock.
Oh, one more clean hit should actually end up taking the stock if he gets an up tilt or if he gets a forward tilt at ledge. Oh, that was so close. Explosion saved him. That was actually two for comfort.
All right, so Technician taking that pretty solidly. 3 stock then a 2 stock. Dengue was making some smarter plays in the second game. He was playing a little slower and more patient, but I think at that point, Technician had already caught on to most of his habits, like the way he lands, the way he approaches.
Yeah, with Technician, he was doing a very good job at making sure that Dengue didn't just get in for free. He made sure every time he got in, he's like, okay, here's my backup plan. now what? Or what are you gonna do now? So he took
Yeah,
it pretty
yeah.
cleanly, and he had solid control over the entirety of that set. So good stuff to
Yes.
Technician.
Yeah, Technician and JFK is gonna take the first set 2-0. So already looking good for them.
So next up we have Talos and Calvin Kun. Talos is he's had a pretty good week, right? Didn't he just win the random tournament, random Smash Ultimate Online tournament?
Yeah, he did.
Was that him? That was Junya, right? That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness, his RNG blessed up.
So Talos,
All right, so
you
we're
know,
just
he's
waiting.
also
We're just
a-
waiting for Calvin.
Talos is also a pretty good Connect 4 player. From what I
Oh yeah. We had a Melty Blood tournament just the other day, and he won. I think he just won every single Connect 4 match that he had to play.
Yo move.
But you know, Melty Blood is like a really smooth looking game. I'm actually really surprised that it's 15 years old
It's
or
picking
whatever it is. Yeah, it's
The next
actually-
level play. The next level play.
CLC Recons? Is that Anson? Who is that? But Melty Blood is pretty awesome. It's an awesome game. I hope to see more of those Melty Blood tournaments. Maybe not every weekend, but at least once a month. That would be nice to showcase. And it'd be cool to see throwback tournaments every weekend. I think that'd be pretty nice. Online throwback tournaments on rollback netcode. As we wait for Calvin Kun. Do you guys know who Calvin Kun plays?
Diddy Kong. Or last.
Okay.
Calvin Kun is
I'm not sure.
unable to join the lobby. Let's
That's right.
have him try again, as we see.
The next level play. The next
Yeah,
level
if he's
play.
unable to join, it's most likely because of his nat type.
Yeah, just as we're talking about it, Talos just challenged Calvin to Connect 4.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
Oh.
He knows the strats. It's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! He's just like, okay, I put my card face down.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
I take a
my
potato chip and I
And
eat it.
We're gonna make a new arena, so that hopefully Calvin can join it, or maybe he can host. Let's see, what's the choice here? We'll have him host. So, anyways, this is the eighth meet out of 9. So Friday will be the final matches between teams, and that will lead off into our playoff on Saturday. So on Friday, you'll be able to watch the games at 6 p.m., and on Saturday from 4 p.m. till the end of the single elimination tournament, we will finally crown the top GDOE Varsity Esports League champion. So for Super Smash Brothers, that should be pretty interesting. Like right now, there are a lot of teams that are neck and neck right now.
The next level play. The next level play.
D Moneyboy YouTube with the follow. Thanks. Right now, GW holds a very thin lead over Tizen, and there are third, fourth, and fifth place teams just right behind them, one game behind. So anything can happen.
Right. So I'm in his room right now. He has Talos in here too. So.
All right.
Yes, I'm also on my way.
Calvin Kun. There we go. And also,
Okay, so
guys,
it looks like they're just gonna be doing a lag test before he actually starts.
Oh man, Pac-Man and McCloud and lag. That's gonna be interesting. If it
Yeah,
happens-
Talos has been fiddling around with Pac-Man a lot lately, even though he's well known here for his Pichu and Pikachu. But Talos has jumped around a lot of different characters. I think that's probably why he won the random tournament. Since he's hopped around so many different characters, he just has a basic understanding of them all. And just so happened to get the characters he has played or tried out.
RNG God, RNGesus.
So I mean,
seems
you guys
like
are
it
watching
actually
Smash today. But if Smash is not your flavor, remember we also have League of Legends tournaments every Saturday at 9 p.m. and it's so popular. I think we're gonna do 2 or 3 games a night on Saturday nights. So if you're at home, stuck at home during quarantine, do check out the Twitch channel 9 p.m. Saturdays to watch some local League of Legends actions. Every team representing a school or an alumni from school. It's pretty exciting, so definitely check that out. And here we go. It's like the smash is
lag.
about to start. Let's see.
Hopefully, everything goes accordingly to plan.
This should be good. Calvin Kun, he needs to secure this win for Okkodo so that they can possibly steal the set. But for Talus, if he puts this away, then he will secure the set for JFK, and they'll be one step closer to first place. So they're right on the cusp.
yeah.
So.
All right, starting off on Battlefield, Cloud versus Pac-Man. I was expecting the Diddy Kong.
Yeah, I don't know where the Cloud came from, but I haven't seen him play before, so you know.
Yeah,
it's
it could
just
be argued
whatever.
that Cloud is a better character online,
Yeah.
considering he has like really basic toolkit, big sword, like pretty standard like kill options with the limit. But Pac-Man could be just as deadly online.
Yeah,
His
and it
annoying
also
projectiles.
it also has to do with the fact that a lot of the moves that are reactable to online are harder to even react to, or almost impossible to react to online sometimes as well. So
Yeah. And
Once you have
even if you do manage to react to it, you don't have like all the frames in the world to punish it accordingly.
yeah, so let's actually see how this actually works out, because right now it seems like Talus is making his way, trying to maneuver around Calvin Kuhn right now, and it's going back to back on the stage. So
Yeah, Talus is doing like this back and forth between his runaway game and his like
the approach game.
a close combat game.
Oh.
There are a few moments where he's charging up his projectiles, his projectiles, and using Hydrant, but there are times where it looks like he just wants to go in.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see that being a bad strategy at all, especially because, one, you're mixing up as to how you're playing the game against said player, right? But also the fact that Pac-Man is a character that doesn't just do projectile throwing or whatever. His character is so good at boxing people up close. He's so fast with his aerials. Right now, he's actually taking a bit of damage. Stage. Oh, good high recovery to avoid Cloud entirely.
Yeah. So yeah, usually like the most common option is to try to recover low or diagonally. So not a lot. So unless like they do it habitually, you're not really going to catch a lot of people recovering high.
Right.
But so that was a pretty smart recovery by Talus, and that was also it happened a little bit ago, but that was actually kind of a neat use of the Galaxian to cancel out the limit blade beam.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd actually cancel it like that, but
Yeah.
a lot of projectiles work in really weird ways, so not all of them just function the exact same as others. Currently, Talus needs to get back, and oh, he's taking stage. This is not good. He actually takes the game from an unfortunate SD.
All right, so Talus is going to take it 2 stocks. That was also a pretty convincing game for JFK. I think what we're noticing is so Dengue and Calvinkun are playing Wolf and Cloud respectively. Those two characters are really good in the neutral because they have good spacing tools, good raw kill power. But Pac-Man and Snake are just really, really good zoners, and especially when you're just talking about like with the online factor, it can get really, really annoying to deal with zoners as like a I don't know, like close range, mid range fighter.
Yeah, because it's gonna be harder to actually react to a lot of the things that they do, and not just that, but Pac-Man and Snake, yeah, they're really evasive characters. They have so many options, a plethora of them, and just catching them once, you need to capitalize hard. You need to make sure your punish is solid, because if they ever get back into neutral, it's going to be really hard for you to get them back off stage.
Yeah. All right, so game 2.
We're going to game 2.
I wonder what stage they picked.
I really feel like Talos is really comfortable. His neutral just seems really strong. He's got good assertiveness. Really owns the stage really well.
Oh yeah, because you can see with how he approaches too. He just kind of like, okay, I'll mash aerial here. If you don't shield it, then too bad. And if you shield it, well, take a guess as to what I'm doing next.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, being put in a corner, being put in shield
Wow.
while someone's like pressuring you, it's a really scary situation.
Oh no, that was just such an unfortunate situation that Talos put himself in. Put himself right underneath Cloud. But right now, if you want to admire that lag, then go take a look.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Talos is throwing him off the stage, and then he's like jumping off and trying to do like the little shoe tap thing. Like, can he spike him down that way?
That's fair.
Is it? Oh, okay.
That's actually his dare. So with dare, he actually can send him outward, and Cloud without a jump, especially, he cannot recover from that far away. So
Yeah, his options are really, really limited when he does not have limit charged up.
So he can gimp him. Like if he gets pretty lucky, he can just gimp him off the stage.
Yeah, if he expends his jump or if he sends him far off enough, then he can just flick him, and that'll be the stock,
Yeah, and there were moments where Calvin actually did immediately expend his jump during the first stock's fair chains, and that's a thing that that's kind of part of the edge guarding mechanic, pushing your advantage.
Oh my
again,
God,
you have
the bell was killed.
again, you have to be careful about players' habits. If they're gonna, if you know they're the type of player to jump every time, then you can always just keep applying pressure whenever you're juggling them.
Yeah. And currently, as you're saying, Talos is keeping the pressure up, but kind of made a miss in his positioning there, and Talos just backed him and forward smashed him in the face. But
Yeah.
right now, he can actually take Calvin Kuhn can actually take Talos' stock if he plays it right, but he's just gonna let it rip on that.
Yeah,
limit.
one well placed maybe cross slash. Okay, as soon as I say that.
Oh yeah, Calvin Kuhn needs to actually be a bit more composed here. I see every time he's in juggle situations, he's just kind of rushing to get back to the stage. He's like, okay, get off me, get off me. I don't want you anywhere near me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though Cloud is arguably a good character online, you still have to be careful with, mashing buttons, throwing out attacks all the time. Because that's the thing that sorties kind of struggle with.
Oh yeah. Once they're in the corner, once they're in juggle situations, it's hard for them to get back down and take center. So, as Talos demonstrated right there, he actually did everything he could to make sure he doesn't take full control of the stage. So, that's
All right, so
2-1.
Talos is gonna get the double 2 stock.
And so with that, JFK they're gonna clinch this victory and continue their tear through the bracket. Like now they are 6 wins, 1 loss, and that's gonna help push them up, if not second place, maybe even first. So we'll see. It really just depends on how GW's game turns out, which is going on currently right now. So as we wait for the C-seeded players to jump in, that will be Atomic Pancake and Xeno. I know we've seen a couple of Atomic Pancakes games before. Oh, so if you're just tuning in, you're watching the GDOE Varsity Esports League, where we play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate throughout the month of May. This is the 8th meet of 9 meets. The last meet is on Friday, followed by the top 9 single elimination playoff on Saturday. So definitely check that out if you're interested in Super Smash Bros. Action. You can catch the action this Friday, 6 p.m. and this Saturday starting at 4 p.m. So exciting.
Okay, so we're just waiting for Xeno.
Okay, he can't seem to join that lobby, so we'll have
Another one, I guess.
Okay, I guess we're making another arena.
Kai, you can host it.
Okay.
We wait for that. So Brian, we've watched about 8 matches so far throughout the season. What impresses you the most about the kids playing, or what do you think? Have you seen development in the players since from the beginning to where we're at now?
Yeah, so one thing, Matthew, his mental game is actually becoming better bit by bit because that's something that he always struggled with. Technician, his grind, I can tell from the improvement. I've played him before, and he knows more than just like the little average Snake players know. In a sense, he knows a lot because of Snake Tribe, and from Crispin or well Renan. So with Renan, he's also just been blowing a lot of people out of the water whenever he's played. As it seems, I haven't really seen too many of his sets, but the ones that I have seen, he's done really well.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of footage of Renan, on this channel back from the Laddie Esports League last summer.
Renan's solid. We actually haven't had a lot of games this season of him, but through the Laddie Esports League matches, we did get a lot of footage of him there. So definitely. And, he is.
Okay, so it looks
outpacing-
like okay, so Xeno was able to connect to my arena.
Yeah. And see, that's Atomic Pancake over there. So waiting on our
Oh
host
no!
here.
Unable to connect.
Oh, shoot.
Let me
Okay.
try that one again. Is there space in that lobby? Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot of space.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Oh.
That's weird. Oh, hold up. Let me switch my map.
Yeah, so if it says unable to connect to other consoles, it might actually be Xeno. Xeno might have gotten that same notification when he tried joining the other arena. All right, so you don't have to worry. They're just doing a lag test right now. So it looks like it's going to be Wolf Little Mac.
Okay, everything looks solid so far. I haven't really seen any hiccups of lag. Might be a bit of delay.
Yeah, it might be a delay, but we'll have to see. Like once we start typing in chat.
I'll get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, Wolf and Little Mac are like, I mentioned this before in a previous stream, but like Wolf's like a pretty common character, so is Little Mac.
Oh yeah, didn't we watch? Or were those two different players that played that matchup?
Yeah, it was two different players that were playing this matchup. I believe it was.
Oh, there. I'm in, guys. I'm in. There we go.
Oh.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Okay.
whoa. Wait, no, I'm not in. What's going on?
It wouldn't let you hit for a bit.
There we go. Needed room on the bleachers. I'm in. Let's do this. The final game between JFK versus Okkodo. JFK has clinched the set, but Xeno still has a chance to save some face for Okkodo Blue with the victory here. So we'll see how that goes.
Let's see how this matchup goes, because this can get a bit explosive depending on what both these players do.
So what do you feel the matchup is? Like, do you think this is advantageous for Wolf or?
Oh, definitely.
Now,
Wolf.
yeah, probably for Wolf. But online, Little Mac could easily get bumped up a few tiers online.
Yeah, exactly. There's with Wolf, right? So he's really good at just continuing his advantage and just comboing over and over again until he gets you off stage and just takes your stock. And Little Mac does not like that, so.
Yeah, once you put Mac up in the air and in a quarter, his weaknesses definitely start to show.
Yeah.
Wolf should be winning this matchup. Oh, just throws at the KO pun willy-nilly. But that counter online is probably gonna get really annoying to Atomic.
But
So
he's
okay,
actually dealing with it right now. He hasn't fallen for one of
yeah.
them.
Might be a good connection. So yeah. Little Mac isn't being bumped up the tier list like I was just joking.
Okay,
But
yeah,
Atomic should be, Atomic should still be careful.
right there,
with how he
though,
throws
like,
up the moves.
you actually saw how he just did force smash on shield. Most of Little Mac's moves aren't even safe on shield, which is unfortunate for Xeno, but for oh my goodness, for Thomas, he's actually doing a really good job at taking advantage of that.
Oh,
Oh wow, I had a lot of time to just do something, but I think Atomic just played the waiting game just a little too much. Just ate
Yeah.
a KO punch for it.
Yeah, you can see that Thomas definitely could have just press button, maybe just roll out of there, but
Yeah, I like how Atomic is not challenging Xeno's recovery. He's instead staying on stage and just waiting for Xeno to until after Xeno throws out a hitbox.
oh, he
And that's what a lot of
almost had
people. Yeah, that's what a lot of people kind of fail to do. Is instead of waiting on stage or waiting for a hitbox to come out and then they punish accordingly, they immediately want to toss Little Mac off stage. Oh, it's Little Mac. I can just easily throw him off. I win the game.
Oh, see, right there. He actually keeps, like, you can see him going in towards him, and then every time he goes towards him, he's like, okay, let me scoot back, let me wait and see what you do, and then he punishes them for it. He just punishes the commitments.
wow. That was a clean first game by Atomic Pancake there.
Yeah, very clean game.
So JFK is one game away from like a clean sweep of Okkodo Blue right now. Both of their Seed A and Seed B players winning their sets decisively 2-0, and Atomic Pancake on the verge of winning this one 2-0 as well. So we'll see what Xeno decides for the counterpick stage. Are they going Final Destination?
Maybe. Yeah, looking at the chat, yeah, Final Destination seems to be play.
I mean, Little Mac seems pretty linear, right? Like, I mean, he only wants 2 stages no matter what, it would seem. Like, you just want the flat stage, right? With no, like, platforms, I guess.
He doesn't really excel at any stages besides FD and Town and City, really. Any platform stages, especially stages like, let's say, Kalos. He actually makes a switch to Wii Fit Trainer, actually. Never mind
Wii
that.
Fit Trainer.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Mind games. But you got to pull out all the stops here. Your team has lost the set. You're just fighting for pride right now. Might as well.
Yeah. So with this matchup I've played before as well, Wii Fit Trainer and Wolf, it's interesting. So Wolf beats her in the air, of course, but at the same time, if he is a bit too far away, then she can just keep him out from ever approaching in the first place. Especially with that
Yeah,
soccer
Wii Fit
ball.
Trainer is a pretty solid zoner, especially when she's at the ledge, like hanging from the ledge, considering how low you can make the soccer ball go when you let go of the ledge and then drop. So Wii Fit's pretty interesting zoner. Plus she has that deep breathing that just somehow turns her into an efficient rushdown character.
She's so scary when she has deep breathing. She can kill so early. And I'm not even talking about just light characters. I'm talking about characters like Bowser. She can kill Bowser.
Yeah,
early.
in theory, she could probably kill Wolf right now.
Yeah. But actually, she has no deep breathing right now. She needs maybe a raw forward smash just to take it. But ooh.
Also, the chat is
Has it
saying that
back.
Zeno is only an 8th grader. So this is a great opportunity for like middle school people making a jump to high school to be involved in high school activities and sports. Definitely a new gateway into involvement, especially with the new learning institution. So it's nice to see Zeno take the jump and take the risk here to try to get involved. I know Suzuki-san plays Wii Fit Trainer sometimes, right? He's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's where Sly gets his experience in Wolf Wii Fit.
Suzuki-san,
It's really-
also the PR accountant of the Guam Smash PR.
Like with Wii Fit, right? So it's not too difficult to really get to Wii Fit on stage, but it's where you have to deal with her off stage that's the problem. He's so scary when she's at the ledge. If she does soccer ball, you better respect it.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, as I was saying before, like normally if you do soccer ball, there is a little bit of elevation of the soccer ball, but when she's at the ledge, it could get so close to the ground.
All this lag right now. Gotta tough it out. He actually catches the landing with up smash again. He's been doing that a lot, actually, just landing right next to where Atomic is actually going.
Yeah, it's something Xeno was definitely struggling with in the first game. As Little Mac, Xeno was either mashing a button immediately, whether it was an air dodge or the side B, or just landing right in front of Atomic. And Atomic, I'm pretty sure Atomic just knows that it's a really bad. Like, you always want to just wait, dash back, wait, and then punish accordingly. And then Xeno really, I think Xeno should be much more careful which buttons he presses.
So this was a bit early into the game, but when he had him at ledge, he could have done down throw into side B. It's not a true combo on most characters in this game, but Xeno didn't really DI any direction, so he could have actually just taken his stock and just cleaned up right there.
Yeah, especially since Atomic has 3 stocks, so you can kind of spare one if he messes up the conversion.
Yeah, because usually with that conversion, it's actually a reactable one that you can do, but with online, I'm sure that might have been a factor as to why he didn't do it, or he doesn't know it's a thing.
I think another thing, it might be like the general play style of Atomic, but Atomic's been playing pretty safe, pretty patient, and I think it's kind of interesting to see the difference between Calvin and Atomic. While Calvin wanted to play the aggressive rushdown wolf, Atomic's like playing the whiff punish kind of wolf, where he dashes back and then punishes you for your rushing down.
Yeah, Wolf is such an interesting character because he can go into different modes at any given moment. He can zone, he can, oh wow, he can rush them down like that. So
That was a clean read. And with that, JFK is able to clinch the set 3-0. A clean sweep of Okkodo Blue. That's going to put JFK one step closer to a top seed. They have one more match on Friday at 6 p.m. They're going to use that to hopefully end up with the first or second seed for the final playoff, which is this Saturday at 4 p.m. Guys, what do you think about JFK as a team overall? They're looking pretty strong.
Yeah, they're looking really scary.
Like, to me, that is like overall the 3 players. I think that's the strongest makeup of 3 players. I mean, I guess Okkodo Red would be pretty close to in terms of like a full team makeup. But that was a pretty good game. And Okkodo Blue, they gave it a good shot. They came up short today, but they're not out. Like, anything can happen. All 9 teams qualify for the single elimination playoff, and that's pretty much where it all counts. So this is just a learning experience. They can take the videos back, look over video, maybe take some notes on what they can do next time, and be better prepared for the next match.
it's gonna be very interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, definitely. Let me check while you guys talk for a bit. Let me check to see if there's still a game going on. Maybe we can jump and catch one of those games. Be right back.
Okay, so I guess while we're talking about it, so Tizen, GW, and JFK Gold are kind of looking like the 3 strongest teams, in my opinion. So
Okay, yeah.
if they were to face off in the playoffs, who would you put your money on?
I think, okay, so Tizen has Renin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, there's GW, and so I don't know, because with GW, they have 2 pretty strong players, Machu, and then there's Premium Emu. Both of them have been making strides whenever they played. Like, I see so many scores where it's like, okay, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. With Tizen, they've been doing well, but overall, it's been a bit back and forth as to how they've been performing.
Yeah, I feel like so we were just saying how JFK Gold is an overall solid team. All
Yeah,
3 players
exactly.
are overall really solid. I'm not sure if that's the case with Tizen. Even though they have Renan, a really, really strong player, it's still a team effort. So
Exactly.
there's always that. There's always like speculation that maybe Renan might be carrying the team, since he's basically he's the A seed.
Yeah.
So
I'm not entirely sure how it can turn out because I feel like it just depends on, okay, which one of these teams will grind the hardest to, make that push that they need. So whoever does that perfect grind that they need for the upcoming event, I feel like that's what's gonna be the difference maker here.
yeah. So what would you say, like, what kind of things they would need to grind specifically? Because it's one thing to say to go into training mode, lab a combo, or play
Right.
against your friend, but it's a completely different thing to truly grind and train for something.
Right. So, just practicing for hours against other people, getting advice from higher level players, and even just studying VODs, because that itself can actually help you integrate a lot of the things that you might need for your gameplay. So,
Yeah,
there's a
I think
lot of-
that second point. Yeah, I think that second point you made, like asking the top players, I think that's a really, really important thing. Like knowing how to ask the right questions. Suppose
Yeah.
like you're playing against a player and you're on a losing streak. Instead of asking like an open-ended question, oh, why am I losing, or what do I need help with? Maybe these players could be asking, what's something I could be doing in this specific scenario instead of what I've already been doing, or
Yes.
oh, what kind of habits do I have at the ledge that you're seeing, or
Right.
what kind of tools does my character have against yours? Specific questions are really gonna. It makes a huge difference than just saying very open-ended questions.
Yeah, because like if you come up to me with a general question like, "Oh, hey, so how am I losing?" There are so many variables in that. There can be, okay, you're not doing good off stage, or it's so open ended, like you said, and it can lead to so many, text messages at a time, or just a wall of text, and it's not a short answer if you ask that. So if you want to narrow things down, and if you want to save both you, like yourself, and the player that time, asking those specific questions is actually just very important in being able to improve in any sense. So I just
Guys,
can't wait to see how it goes.
So I'm looking around, and looks like everybody else they're like on the tail end of their matches. They're about to finish their sets. And actually, Suzuki is streaming the other set between Southern and the other JFK team on his Twitch channel. So definitely check that out. But guys, yeah, so we're gonna see each other Friday, or hopefully Suzuki will be streaming. I don't know if we will be streaming, but definitely someone will be streaming one of the games, and then we'll stream as many of the games as we can on Saturday. Definitely streaming the semifinals and the finals. It should be a lot of fun, and I agree with Kai. I think JFK is like the sleeper of the tournament. Like really, every team got to play every other team once because it's a round robin.
Right.
And JFK, they have the consistently best three players in my opinion. Like Renan is clearing house.
Right.
There are good players on the other squads, but JFK has like the best full set of players. I think three players. So I'm thinking they're gonna do really well. I actually think JFK will probably win the tournament. They're looking the strongest of all the teams I've seen so far. Although GW and Tizen both are good teams, so we'll just have to see. Anything can happen. But on that note, guys, are we gonna close out the stream? Any last words, guys? Kai, Brian?
Thanks for having us, and
Yeah, thanks for having us, and we'll just keep grinding the game out right now, and we'll see you on Friday and Saturday. So
All right, you guys take it easy.